All right, folks, you've got to hear this. Get up close to the radio. Item from Breitbart. A Colorado middle school teacher is facing child abuse charges for forcing a boy to stand during the Pledge of Allegiance, a report said. Karen Smith, a physical education teacher at Angevine Middle School in Lafayette, Colorado, is accused of grabbing a student by his jacket and forcing him to stand during the recitation and then forcibly removing him from the classroom afterward. The incident occurred on February 1st, Denver CB affiliate reported. Smith, a 20-year teaching veteran, turned herself into police on February 1st to face the charges of child abuse as well as assault in the third degree. The Boulder Valley School District released a statement saying they're cooperating with authorities. Quote, today we learned that the Boulder County District Attorney's Office has formally charged Angevine Middle School physical education teacher Karen Smith. Ms. Smith has served the Boulder Valley School District for 20 years and is currently on paid administrative leave. We're cooperating with the District Attorney's Office and respect their decision on this matter. We're unable to comment further because it remains a personnel matter the school district is actively investigating. A district spokesperson told the media there's no rule requiring students to stand for the pledge. No basis for objection need be stated, Randy Barber wrote in an email obtained by the New York Daily News. Students who choose not to participate should not be disciplined, nor should they be forced to stand, leave the room, or be ostracized in any way. Stop! So here's my question, and it's a legal one. Are the parents of that child going to be brought up on abuse charges? Just a question. Not only didn't the kid stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, obviously he strongly resisted doing so, and I would like to know why. What have the parents told him? What have they indoctrinated with him with to turn him so hard against standing for the Pledge of Allegiance? Is that child abuse? I wonder. I wonder what a psychologist would say. A parent turning a child against the country the kid lives in. Don't you think that would damage a kid? Don't you think it would color everything that happens to him in the rest of his life? And you don't think the parents should be held responsible for that? I do. I want the parents questioned. I want to find out what kind of venom they injected into this kid's brain. No reason for kids not to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And if they're not, something is very wrong at home. Me? You want to know about me? I will tell you about me. When I was in grade school, no one in my class stood for the Pledge of Allegiance. Except Howard Riell. We'll be back.
Are you driving a vehicle with hail damage from summer storms? Tired of waiting months to get your vehicle repaired? Dent Vision specializes in paintless dent and hail repair. And unlike traditional body shops, Dent Vision gets your vehicle back to you in days, not weeks. Insurance approved, top quality repairs with lifetime warranty. Call today for your immediate appointment, 970-541-0679. That's 970-541-0679, or look us up at dentvisionco.com.
Great Plains Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom-tailored capabilities as modest as emergency lighting all the way to commercial-scale power. Great Plains Power is a full-service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom-designed system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com.
All right, guys, welcome back to Riell Truth. Howard Riell, right here behind the microphone. Tammy Bruce. She's an expert on the left. She used to be on the left until she got the hell away from the left. Here she is talking to students on C-SPAN about how the left builds on narcissism. Interesting. Let's listen in. And that's what liberals do, my friends. I don't intend to waste any more time on this show talking about nitwit liberals because I could talk for 10 hours. I could do 10 shows a day. But Tammy Bruce, like David Horowitz of the David Horowitz Freedom Center, used to be a liberal. And so she knows all about liberals. And when she's out warning people about liberals, you know you better pay attention. We'll come back and we're going to talk about the brewing controversy surrounding the Black Panther. Go nowhere.
And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution.
Usually the blocker fund is remind us that the drug problem is well done. We know our kids will be approached at every age. We want to applaud the youngsters in our community who have had the strength to say no to drugs. They provide examples to their peers and families to be the best at breed. That's promoted with the blocker plant located at 366 Grand Street in Mobile, serving our area since 1943 and specializing in naturalized HB and pork and complete custom process. Call 303-688-2240. Piccolo's restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Piccolo's restaurant in Denver. It's not only the best Italian and Mexican food, it's cooking care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166. Piccolo.
My friends, in less than 6 hours, I am going to go see the Black Panther because I love superhero movies. But a lot of people saying a lot of things about this movie. It hasn't even opened yet. It's already, what's the cliche, the storm center of controversy. Well, let's hear a little bit about the controversy from my buddy Rush Limbaugh.
I might ask you all about Black Panther.
How can the country be as racist as liberals say it is when we've had a black president 2 terms, thank you? Actually, it's called vibranium, and yes, I am a geek. Actually, a little known fact, the Black Panther comic book character, goes back to the 1960s. It appeared on store shelves before the organization that would call itself the Black Panthers. Interesting. I'm going to go see it later. I'll let you know on Monday how it was. Item from Reuters, Dateline Moscow. Moscow has tangible evidence of, quote, the destructive interference of some Western countries, unquote, in Russia's domestic affairs ahead of a presidential election next month, a Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman told a briefing on Thursday. Unquote. My friends, how's that for turnabout fair play? The Russians have been monkeying with our elections and God knows who else's. And now they say people have been monkeying with their elections. Well, luckily or unluckily for Russia, their elections are a sham. Here's a spoiler alert. Putin's going to win. Aren't there one or two people who were going to run against Putin, but they're arrested or sued or forbidden from... Don't worry about the elections in Russia. There ain't none. Item from McClatchy. Frigid iguanas in Florida. Snowball fights on North Carolina's beaches. Recent winters have delivered a bitter chill to the southeast, reinforcing attitudes among some that global warming is a fraud. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Earth.
How many times have you gone into a health food store and are confused as to the many different brands and prices of the same herbal supplements? You want to buy the cheapest, but you're afraid the quality is less, so you buy the most expensive. Truth is, the cheapest may be better. Green Herb herbal supplements are all manufactured in our Wheat Ridge, Colorado plant guarantee is your money back, no time limit. Just return the bottle empty or full, no questions asked. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name, New Genesis Health, or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372.
Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirit, whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone into the world. By this you will know the Spirit of God.
We know Donald Trump started this. We know this.
But the every spirit does not to us, as come in flesh, not of God, and the spirit of Antichrist, which you have already heard was coming and is now already in the world. 1 John 4:1.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. This is the America's News Network.
Chaplain Colandello, these boots are emergency first responders with their professionalism, commitment, and bravery. They're willing to put their lives on the line for us with little or no thanks. So let's all take the time to thank our first responders for all they do for us. Also thanking our veterans for the sacrifice they made for our freedom. This message is from Chaplain Collins, LLC, the 10 locations in Denver and Fort Collins, serving the community for over 13 years. Visit them online at chaplaincollins.com.
If catastrophe struck with your family, be prepared. Are you confident you wouldn't react in a panic? Is there one place to get all of your emergency supplies? Ferris Survival encourages you to have confidence through preparation, not panic through crisis. Ferris Survival, located at 3366 South Broadway, is a professional, reputable, full-service business providing quality, realistic preparedness supplies at an affordable price. Go online, stop by, or call 303-781-0343. Ferris Survival.
All right, folks, you know that the Riell Truth Radio Show is a weapon of mass instruction. I am here to teach. And since the most destructive force in America is liberalism, it behooves me to teach you about liberalism to wit. I'm taking you back in time 12 years. It's 2006. Ann Coulter has just published a book called The Church of Liberalism. Well, the name of the book is Godless. The subtitle is The Church of Liberalism. Here she is being interviewed on C-SPAN about the book. She's going to be talking about liberals, and you must, trust me, Colorado must learn about liberalism. Here we go. Up.
Of dangerous psychopaths, which is now the face of the Democratic Party. And that's really, I mean, that's kind of a boomer going into a school where they're standing up and crying and saying, oh, you're like Hitler. But again, I prefer opposition. I prefer the opposition not to be the party.
So we see, my friends, we're about to go to a commercial break. We see that liberalism is the opposite of free speech and free thought. The Democrat Party is the opposite of free speech and free thought. And so tell me, which party are you going to vote for in the next election? Will you vote for the party that's the opposite of free speech and free thought? If the answer is yes, I'd say you've got some soul searching to do. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Spend the next couple of minutes soul searching, please.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. He was in the world, and the world was made through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, those who believe in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 10 through 13. The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special interest groups or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or programming control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you, the listener. Please help keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsored fine products or by calling 1-800-205-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help. American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track of your little one at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228.
All right, guys, let me give you some Ann Coulter and Ben Shapiro talking about Donald Trump. This is not extremely recent, but it's recently recent. Let's listen to what they had to say. And by the way, my friends, Mitt Romney has just said he's running for senator in Utah. Now, Mitt Romney is a Mormon, which means the Mormons in Utah will vote for him, and that's a problem. I have a problem with that. I don't believe in voting for someone because of his race, or his or her gender, or his religion. As I've said on the show in the past, Mitt Romney is an asswipe. He's a slime bag. The treasonous attack on Donald Trump told me everything I need to know about Mitt Romney. The guy is waste product. So if he decides he's going to run in Utah, by the way, he used to be governor in Massachusetts, right? So you pick the state you want to run. If he's going to be elected in Utah, it can only be because Mormons will vote for a fellow Mormon, and that's not the way a democracy is supposed to work. And to all my listeners in Utah, I hope you'll vote for a real honest-to-goodness conservative, which Mitt Romney is not. He's a rhino. He's a liberal. He's also a loser. He couldn't beat Barack Obama second term when Obama had spent 4 years weakening the United States of America. So the fact that he's a loser and a wimp and an asswipe means that the good people of the state of Utah, which, by the way, the state's great contribution to life in America, I hope there's something besides the fact that he gave us my second wife, but that's neither here nor there. Mitt Romney is a loser, and I sure hope that Utah doesn't elect him. Let's go back to Coulter and Shapiro. My friends, it's so fascinating to look back in time and see what we were talking about before the world changed. Yeah, Jeb and Rubio would both have sold us out and kept the floodgates open, never secured our border, and that would have been the death of America. Thank God, God sent us Trump instead.
In 2014,
Immigration was not an issue in the 2014 election. You got that? Immigration became an issue because of Ann Coulter, because of the book that she wrote, Adios America. It was read by a guy named Donald Trump. Of course, I read it too. That's what changed the direction of this country. That was one of the big Klieg lights that got turned on, and we could see what the rats in the dark were doing. The Democrats and the Republicans were kind of, come on in, shooing in the illegals, because each had its own reason for wanting them, even if it was killing America. So Ann Coulter and Donald Trump brought America's attention to immigration. And now we're in the process of shoring up a wide open border, which is good. Now we're looking at who comes into this country, which is good. It was a gaping problem. We've got other problems like the swamp. Trump is doing something about it. We've got other problems like the far left sleazeball media. Well, Trump can't do anything about that, but we can by turning off CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, MOUSE. Turn them off and don't frequent their advertisers. Insist on truth. Insist on truth. And maybe the sleazeball, dishonest, fake news media will go out of business. We'll take a break and we'll wrap it up for the week right here on Riell Truth.
Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
The Lord means the capital of the nation's domestic. He makes the plans of the people of no account. The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation. God is the Lord. The people he has chosen has his own inheritance. Psalm 33, verses 10 through 12.
Chaplain Collins LLC salutes our emergency first responders for their professionalism, commitment, and bravery. They're willing to put their lives on the line for us with little or no thanks. So let's all take the time to thank our first responders for all they do for us. Also thanking our veterans for the sacrifice they made for our freedom. This message is from Chaplain Collins LLC, with 2 locations in Denver and Fort Collins, serving the community for over 13 years. Visit them online at chapelcollins.com. Michelot's restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Michelot's restaurant in Denver is not only the best Italian and Mexican cuisine, it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166.
All right, guys, we got 4 minutes left. Let's make them count. Ready? Item from the Miami Herald. 2 University of Pennsylvania researchers who examined diplomatic personnel from the U.S. Embassy in Havana confirmed they suffered brain injuries, but said the cases weren't accompanied by head trauma as would have been expected. There are still no indications of what may have caused the diplomats' mysterious symptoms. Stop. Yes, there are. I've been seeing reports for several years that diplomats in that office in Havana have been targeted by some kind of sound wave technology. They measured it in the office, and sure enough, there it was. Why is the Cuban government doing it? Well, I don't know, number one. Number two, who says it's the Cuban government? It's simply happening in Havana, Cuba. Now, I don't know where we go with this item, except if they found a few years ago this is happening, I'm not sure why these Americans are still there. Item from the Associated Press, Dateline Miami. More than a dozen advocacy groups issued a warning about traveling in Florida on Wednesday, saying immigration arrests there have soared more rapidly in the past than in any other area of the country. Leaders from immigrant rights and nonprofit organizations said new cooperation between immigration and customs enforcement and 17 Florida sheriffs is also spreading fear in the state. The travel advisory issued by 15 groups warns immigrants from other states to reconsider Florida trips or be ready to encounter immigration agents at airports, seaports, and bus stations. Stop. what these advocacy groups are doing is aiding and abetting criminals. So you're going to have to explain to me why the heads of these advocacy groups aren't in jail cells. Last I heard, aiding and abetting criminal in the performance of a crime is itself a crime. They're complaining that laws may be enforced and criminals may be captured. And if they're warning criminals, telling them how to avoid capture, then I expect these bastards to be arrested. Item. From NBC New York, snowboarder Shaun White apologized on Wednesday for dragging a U.S. flag on the snow after his dramatic gold medal victory in the men's halfpipe, but said he didn't know he'd let the flag touch the ground. I remember being handed the flag while I was trying to put my gloves on and hold the flag and get bored, he told reporters afterwards. Honestly, if there was anything, I definitely didn't mean any respect. The flag that's flying on my house right now is way up there. So sorry for that, White continued. But I'm definitely proud, very proud, to be part of Team USA and being an American and to be representing everyone back home. Unquote. So, my friends, the visual, the optics of it were awful. To see this guy dragging a large American flag on the floor. But if he's to be taken at his word, he didn't realize what he was doing, didn't mean to do it, and I accept that he's telling the truth. For all those athletes or non-athletes who figure that they would like to actually drag a flag intentionally across the floor, I would recommend A, that you not do it, B, that you get the hell out of the United States and find yourself a country that you can be proud of, whose flag you can respect, and live there. No one ever said America's perfect. No country's perfect. But America gets closer to perfect than any other country does, in my humble opinion. If you live in the country, you've got a moral obligation, again, my opinion, to not disrespect its flag. And for the meatheads in the NFL who spent all last season taking a knee, we'll be watching when the next NFL season begins. I'll be back on Monday with more Real Truth, my friends. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay angry. Hasta lumbago.